What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and today is the second one of Roden's reviews of doing just car reviews on different things. Today we're doing it on the old 350. There she is. Today I'm just gonna, first of all, I'm gonna tell you everything that I did to it really quick, just so you guys can like fully get an understanding of everything that's been done, what's done with it, and then we're gonna take it out on the road, and I'll give you a couple POV driving shots and everything like that, and I'll just review this car. I've owned it for about a year now, and and it's changed drastically since then. My opinion on the car has changed drastically since then, and so yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about total. Actually, first of all, yesterday I did the duckbill. Super happy with that. So anyway, let's go over all the mods first. I guess we'll start with the interior because there's literally nothing on the interior that's been done to it. So this is the interior of these 350z's. A couple cool things about them actually is things like these, the vents, the Z symbol in them. My seat is terribly ripped, as you can tell. These are stock seats. Everything's stock. On the inside, I do have like the shift boot and shift knob that's different, and obviously it is a manual. The seats, there's actually a surprising amount of space. Like, okay, so I'm 6 feet tall, right? And this is how much space I have. Like, it's not a lot, but it's not bad, dude. And your legs, like they're perfect. But it's good, dude. It's not like, you have plenty of space on the interior. It really is a nice interior. For the back, you have the glove boxes are actually back here. So that's a glove box. That's a glove box right there. And then this is also a glove box here. You have a decent amount of trunk space. Nothing super crazy, but nothing bad either. You could fit some tires in there if you need to. Obviously you have normal buttons for windows, locks, and stuff like that. No other like special buttons. These are heated seats. My car does have heated seats. And yeah, one cool thing about this car that I'm not gonna be able to show you is it has a limited slip differential from factory, as long as you don't get the base model, which is awesome. These cars are obviously rear-wheel drive. They come with a 3.5 liter V6. If you get 2003 to 2005, it makes 287 horsepower. If you get 2006 and later, I think it makes 306 horsepower. So it's definitely better with that if you get a later model. It also has different motors in it, so they're both 3.5 liter V6s, but this one's a DE. It has one single intake. The other one, the later models, are HRs. They have dual intakes, and they have a bunch of other little upgrades on them, and it's a lot better. The easiest way to tell is actually by the hood. So if you're looking at a 350Z and you want to know if it's an HR or a DE, the hood. So my hood is, as you can tell, it's like two lines right there. The HR is kind of like a big bump in the middle, and it comes down and swoops out like that, and it's a big bump. So if it has that hood, it's an HR. If it has this hood, it's a DE. Obviously you can change a hood around. I actually did. That's one of the mods I've done to the car so far, is I went back to the stock hood, because when I bought it, it had a terrible carbon fiber hood. I'll probably put a picture up now so you guys can see it. The bumper, it didn't have a bumper when I got it, so I bought this one. It's a Nismo V2 style bumper. I like it. The headlights are aftermarket. I didn't do that. They did. I want to switch them out. They're terrible. I got to buy new headlights. I don't like them at all. Next is, it is on coilovers, but it's on max speeding rod coilovers. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see in there. You kind of see. They are adjustable coilovers. They're max speeding rods. I have them maxed out on the back, and this is how low it's going. It's not maxed out on the front. That's because I don't want it to be like on like a rake, you know what I mean? So I don't have the front maxed out. I'm not a biggest fan of the coilovers, to be honest. I think I'm probably gonna get new ones. I also put the sticker on. I thought it was cool. Z1 Motorsports sticker. If you buy 350Z parts from that website, they give you stickers. It's got 5% window tint. You can't see anything on the inside from outside, and a 35% on the front. It's got this really dirt cheap Amazon $100 little roof spoiler for it. It's got a duckbill on it that I think was $250. It's got these little rear spats, which I think were $80. It has a Stillen muffler, but it doesn't look like an aftermarket one. It looks exactly like the stock one, so it's kind of weird. I don't know what they did with that, but it is loud, but that's because it has catless downpipes on it. I can't show you that, but I'll have to show you that later. And then obviously it has wheels. It has Odhan DSO2s. Yeah, they're DSO2s. They're Odhan DSO2s. They are rep wheels, I guess, but I don't really care. I think they look really good. They were cheap. I think it was $1,200 total. These were brand new. The specs on them are 18 by 10.5 plus 15 square. And in the back here, I do have a little tiny like 5mm spacer. It actually might be a 1/2 inch spacer. I don't even know. It came on the car. I put it on there. It fills out the back a lot, as you can see. This is a fitment now. Boom. I like the fitment. So that's pretty much it for mods. Let's talk about other things. One, this car gets a lot of attention. People love the 350Zs. They talk about them constantly, all the time, dude. Always, every time I see somebody, dude, I love your car, man, I love your car. It's like, it's an amazing feeling. If you like that, it's a great feeling. I do like that. If you don't like that and you don't like attention, this car might not be for you, dude, because these cars are very popular. And so people love talking about them. A couple other things before I drive it. I guess the only thing I could say about like the car without driving it is that these cars are very I guess quote unquote dangerous, you could say, but only because, oh, I also have Nismo floor mats that are filthy, so that's nice. But yeah, these cars are very dangerous, I guess you can say, just because it's hard to see them. I know that sounds weird, but like, it is a really hard car to like see, so people just always don't notice it's there and they're gonna run into it. I know that sounds wild, but it happens a lot. It happened to my friend with a black 350Z just like this one twice now. It's happened to him. It happens quite frequently, which is actually surprising. It's just a hard car to notice. I know that sounds crazy, but that's just how it is. There's people there, that's why I'm looking over there. But anyway, guys, enough talking about like what I've done to the car and all that stuff. Let's drive this thing. All right, let's freaking whip it. All right, so here's a quick little startup for you guys. I mean, I know it's not out of the car, but still, here, I'll try to put my head out so you guys can hear it better. Ooh, one thing that's broken about this car, there's a lot of things that are broken around this car, but one thing that's broken about it is this. E-brake doesn't work. It works kind of, but not a lot. So, that's kind of annoying. Another thing that annoys the crap out of me is these doors are heavy as hell. Like, oh, of course it's gonna stop now, but normally if you're on like a little bit of a hill, those doors just do not stop at all, and they will come back and destroy your legs. But anyway, let's go. Oh, I forgot to mention this earlier. This car is a salvage title. So it's a salvage title with, it says it's got 123,000 on the body, but it's a swapped motor with 108,000 miles on the motor. So just do the math there. It's around 115,000 miles combined, I guess. But I do love the car. The transmission is the same from before. It's a CD009, which is really nice. You gotta love the freaking CD009s. One thing I will say I really like about these cars, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to roll up these windows. Alright, there's no way you're gonna be able to hear me, so the windows are being rolled up. One thing I do say I like about these cars is these little dials here. It tells your miles per hour, your oil pressure, and your battery voltage. My oil pressure gauge is broken, by the way, so that's not right. It doesn't have 120 oil pressure. If you can hear that incredibly loud banging in the back of the car, that's the worst coilovers known to man, called max speeding rods. Yeah, that's what they do. So do not buy max speeding rod coilovers unless you want to have to hear this 24/7. Before you say, oh, you probably installed it wrong. No, we didn't. We have checked like 5 times. We have 100% installed these coilovers correctly. They are just terrible. Listen to that. Like, it's actually horrible. Actually horrible. But yeah, so that's the coilovers. The sound, I like the sound of the car when I don't have to hear the freaking banging and clunking of the coilovers 24/7. I do like the sound. It sounds nice. My car doesn't have AC. We had to take it out to get to the motor mounts because we had to do the motor mounts on this car. And if anybody worked on a 350Z before, they know how much of a nightmare it is to do any sort of engine work in the engine bay because it's so tight in there. Oh, careful now, birdie. That birdie almost just got hit. Driving with 5% tints on the side and on the back, and then 35% on the front, by the way, is actually pretty easy. I drove it last night too, and in the nighttime it's still pretty easy. You just can't see anything out of your side windows, but you don't really have to be honest. Like, I never look out the side windows of my car when I'm driving, and I don't know why you would have to. If anything, it helps because there's no distractions. You can't get distracted by the side of your car. The one bad thing I will say though is if a cop is on you and a cop wants to pull you over, there's a good chance you might not even see him because of how dark it is. But okay, so actually driving the car, if I didn't have these horrible coilovers, by the way, you have to keep in mind that those aren't factory. If I didn't have the horrible coilovers, this car would actually be really, really nice to drive. A really nice car. It was really comfortable when it was stock, and just because I put the coilovers in does not make it a bad car. Starting on this hill is going to be a nightmare. That freaking hill sucks to start on. It's so steep. I'll give you guys a little third gear pull up here when I get to a flat. It is going to be uphill though, but I'll do a 50 to 70. That's what I'll do. 50 to 70 right now. That's 50 to 70, and it was pretty uphill, and I was starting in a kind of a high of a gears, to be honest, but it's fast. It is fast. I want to put that out there really quickly. Like, this car is, everybody thinks like, oh, 350Zs are just jokes. They're not, dude. These things are unbelievably quick. Like, they're not unbelievably quick, okay? let me take that back. They are not unbelievably quick, but they are quick little cars, all right? They have, like I said, close to 300 horsepower. The rear-wheel drive, limited slip differential. They're fun as hell to drift. I'm not going to be able to do that right now, though, because of the terrible coilovers in the back. The dampening's too soft, and it just does not want to drift at all. But they are fun to drift. They're fun little cars, and they have the, in my opinion, the perfect amount of horsepower for somebody that's looking to get into like sports cars. If you're young and like 16 and this is going to be your first car, be careful. That's all I have to say. Be careful. Do not drive drunk, you idiot. If you drive drunk, you're a scumbag. Don't do that. And yeah, you should be all right. It's not that hard to drive. The car itself isn't the most comfortable. You are low to the ground. Like that truck that just drove by me looks like a monster truck to me. But to be honest, I don't really care about that. I kind of like that. It makes you feel more sporty. It makes it feel cooler, to be honest, driving. It also just makes you feel more planted to the ground. And it is, by all means, it's still like a car. Like, it still functions like a normal car. It doesn't feel like you're about to die in the car. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like you're driving a race car, but on the roads. It just feels like you're driving a sports car on the roads, and that's what it is. Just a sports car from 2003. Now, of course, it has a little bit of outdated interior. My interior is all taken apart over there because we had to do ECU work on it not too long ago. And so that's just a nightmare. I don't want to talk about that, but yeah, everything else is nice in it, and I like it a lot. It also smells nice right now because I just put a black ice little thingamajigger right there. Going around corners, it's not the most planted in my personal car because A, I have stretched tires on it. The tires are extremely stretched. They're 255 35 18s on 10.5 wide tires, which is obviously pretty damn bad. And the coilovers are so junky, so that they don't really stiffen up the ride at all, really, except for kind of in the front, but not at all in the back. The back is really bouncy. There's been times where I go around a corner, and if there's a bump in the corner, I feel my back go like that. You know what I mean? And it feels like I like have to jerk it back. It's just not. The coilovers are a big problem, obviously. If it wasn't for the coilovers and it wasn't for me stretching my tires, it would be in a lot better driving condition. For gas mileage, it's not terrible, but it's not great either. It's definitely not. I have a PT Cruiser as a daily driver, in case you don't know, and the PT Cruiser is definitely better in terms of gas mileage, but it's not that far off. I don't really notice it that badly. I do put 93 in it, so every time I put 93 in it, it kind of hurts my wallet a little bit because 93 is pretty expensive, but besides that, it's not that bad. It's definitely not a daily driver. Let's just put that out there right now. I don't think a 350Z is a great choice to daily drive. If you do decide to daily drive it, you might want to make sure you don't have a winter because it's rear-wheel drive with a limited slip diff. But yeah, besides all that, I guess that's really it about the 350Z review. I personally love the car. I wouldn't trade it for the world. The only car in the world I can think about that I would trade it for would be a Mazda RX-7 FD, because that's my other dream car. This was one of my dream cars for the longest time. Finally got it, and I don't want to give it up anytime soon. I love this freaking thing. Is it for everybody? Definitely not. It's a sports car, and not everybody can drive a sports car. That guy's an idiot. Doesn't know how to use a rotary. But anyway, it's not everybody should be driving a sports car. but it's not like if you don't have sports car experience, you're gonna get in this car and just die. That's not the case. It's easy to handle. It's not a lot of power. You just have to be a little bit more careful. Like I said, it's definitely not a daily driver though. Sometimes I kind of daily it for like a week straight in the summer, just because I want to drive it. But I usually only drive it if I like want to go have fun with it, and then that's what I do. But yeah, I love the car. I mean, I can't recommend it enough to anybody that's looking to get one. The prices for them are a little bit crazy right now, but I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Those prices aren't going to be coming down, okay? So if you do want a 350Z, sadly, you're going to have to spend like $8 grand on another one, which does suck, yeah, but hey, they're a good car, man. They're worth the $8 grand in my opinion. But anyway, I guess that's it for this review. If you have a car that you would like me to review and you live in the New England area, definitely let me know on Instagram at ss.markey. I want to review like everything, so even if it's a bone stock like Civic, I don't care. Let me review it. I want to review every car out there. Just give me anything, all right? If you want to see your car reviewed, by all means, hit my line, boy. And with all that out of the way, guys, das vidania. Have a nice night.